You should have had access to our course Blackboard. And let's go to week number 2. So if you go to course content, you'll see this week 1, 2, 3, and now we're going to week number 2. If you just edit, or if you missed last week, you can go back to week number 1 and kind of see what we went through. Okay? And last week we actually had this like get to know a session. So if you go to introduce your classmate discussion, you can see some people and their introduction. It's important because we are going to have group project. So here in this class, I mentioned this before. This class is really about doing. Okay. Yes, this class is about learning too, but you will learn a lot more by doing it. And then we try to mimic some real industry kind of team environment. So you will have more group project. Okay? And then to do that, yeah, it's really important for you to work with the right people. Okay? So I tell this every single semester. Okay? I mean, this person could be really super nice person, but that person might not be the right group member sometimes. Okay? We work with all under some situation. So this person, really super nice person when I meet in classroom, but somehow when I work with that person for group project, he somehow decides to disappear, and then just kind of show up right before the deadline, and then text or email, oh, I'm so sorry, something happened, and what do I miss? Well, you missed the whole thing, right? So here, it's really important for you to get the right group member. And then to do that is you should get to know your classmates. And obviously at this point, you know some people, and there are many kind of new faces, but try to get to know them and try to like talk to them and try to see what types of game they play, and maybe you guys can play game together to build up some chemistry, team chemistry, or something like that. Okay. So if you missed last week, I want you to post your own introduction in that discussion. So basically, these are some questions like name, year and major, game design field of choice, like what types of the role you want to take, and fun fact about you and your favorite game. So Ishan and Jacob, like today, well, not in this class, but after the class, I want you to go to this discussion board and post your own introduction with a picture. Okay. All right. Let's go to week number 2. So mainly we're going to do 2 things. We're going to look at this Buforia plugin one more time. So it should be reviewed for you. So I'll kind of do it quickly. And then we're going to do some code review. Okay? Meaning, it's hard to say. Technically, it's not really truthful code review. But what we are going to do is we're going to look at some script in Buforia and try to understand it and try to modify it. Okay, so sometimes some people call it like reverse engineering or code review, but we are going to do that later today. And then we'll look at like the course Slack. So we're going to actually form a group early on, like first for midterm, like first group project, and we will join Slack together to document our like communications and stuff. All right, let's look at first one, Buforia sample. This one, this one is something you can download and see later. Okay, but if you go to Buforia engine portal, developers portal, you can look at samples. Okay, and then especially sample for Unity. Okay, so this one, core features, download from Unity SS Store. This one. Okay, so it will kind of tell you what you can do with Vuforia plugin. Okay? And other things, if you want to play with other devices, you can possibly use those. But for now, you can download this one and play with it. I'm not saying like now, but in this week you can possibly download it. And I'm going to come back if we have time today. But this is where you can download some samples. Sometimes it's important for you to understand what you can do with this Vuforia plugin, because the first individual assignment is creating like AR app or AR feature using multiple image targets. And then you probably need to kind of see what types of AR features created, okay, out there to kind of plan your own project or assignment. All right, that being said, AR example using Vuforia single image target. So this one again is the link to one of my tutorial. I used it 2017, but it's pretty much the same. Okay. Well, actually here I probably use it Vuforia package, but other than that, it's pretty much the same. So now I'm going to go over this again. Okay, how to create simple like single image target AR app. Okay. So now let's open Unity Hub. And I'm going to create new project as 3D, and I'll name it a single target or whatever. And I'm going to save it on my desktop. Again, I mentioned that if you are using this computer station here, you probably want to put it on your desktop and then save it somewhere later for later use. And create. Okay, so now this is what I have, okay? And I mentioned that, okay, we are going to use Vuforia plugin. So basically, we have to declare that we are going to use Vuforia, okay? So here, one thing you have to think about, okay, you go to game object, okay? You should have this Vuforia engine. Okay. You should see that. If you are using school computer, okay, you should see that. But if you don't see it, and if you want to add it, you can actually go to Unity Hub, go to Installs, and you probably have 2019.2. I'm not 100% sure. But depending on, it will give you list of Unity installed in your computer. And now this one I installed 2019.1.8, and if you click here, you see this add modules. Okay. So here you're supposed to see this Vuforia augmented reality support, and you should click and done. Then it will add that particular module. Okay, so if you are going to use Unity Hub at home, if you haven't installed Vuforia augmented reality support, okay, this is where you can find it to add it. Okay? But if you use a school computer, you don't have to worry about this. Okay, going back to Unity. So I do have this game object, Vuforia engine. Okay, so here, if I look at my project window, I have this asset, scenes, and package. Okay, And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to add Vuforia engine and image. Okay. And it will ask you import default image database. So basically, this is something you can say yes, like for now. I'll just import it. Okay. And now, as you can see, it just created this editor and this streaming asset. Okay. And now we don't know what really happened here, but this is what I have. Okay. And now I'm going to go to game object, Vuforia engine again, click image. Oops. Okay. So now I do have this image target right over here. So what just happened here is, okay, this is maybe not a good UX design or UI design, because what just happened here is whenever I added Vuforia engine image first, it actually didn't add image target, because Unity recognized, oh, you never imported Vuforia plugin yet. So whenever you click anything here once, okay, it actually doesn't do that immediately. It basically import that Vuforia plugin first. And then you actually add this image target. Okay? So that's why so I'll kind of show you again. I'll do single target test or something. Okay, so I'll do the same thing. I'll go to game object, Vuforia engine. I'll click image. Okay. Then actually, what we usually expect is I want to see my image target right over here, but actually it doesn't do that because my Unity doesn't have that Vuforia plugin feature yet. So that's why I'm going to import this first. Okay. And then do this again. Now it's asking, like, do you like to import the Vuforia engine as assets? Import. And now I have this image target now. Okay. Anyways. So now I do have this guy right over here. Okay. And now we can do it really quickly. So supposedly, because we added this image target and Vuforia plugin feature, okay, if you play your project now, okay, you're supposed to control your camera attached to your device. So I'm going to play. Then I'm expecting to see my face, but it doesn't do that. Okay. So let me do this again. So supposedly I see my face, but I don't see that. Okay. So there's one more step. You have to enable AR feature. So I'm going to go to File, go to Build Settings, and I'm going to go to Player Settings. And under player setting, there is XR setting. And here you can choose virtual reality supported, Vuforia augmented reality supported, 360 stereo capture. So now, okay, I'm going to select Vuforia augmented reality supported. I'm going to select this. Okay. And then exit out. And now I'm going to play it. And now it actually controls camera, okay, that attached to this device. Okay. So this is kind of how we set up Vuforia plugin. First, we added that Vuforia plugin, okay, into the assets. And then you have to make sure you go to player settings and select augmented reality supported checked. Okay. And when you play your project or test your project at this point, you should be able to see your camera now demonstrate whatever it sees. Okay. All right, now let's kind of try to do something simple. Okay. I'm going to do 3D object sphere. Okay. I have this one really, really big. So basically, this is what's happening. Okay. Super big. So, I mean, I can do like either way, right? Maybe I'll just go to my image target and scale this up. Okay. It was too small, so scale this up. Okay. And I have sphere. So now, in perfect world, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to play this. Okay. As its name suggests, oh, I have sphere right over here. Okay. But I don't want that yet. Okay. Let's actually look at this. Okay. I do have this image target. Now what I want to do is, okay, you can actually Google Vuforia astronaut, then you will see that image. Okay. It's not hard to find. You can Google Vuforia astronaut and you will see this image. Okay. So now, what we want to do is, okay, we're going to kind of do this. Okay. Okay. And then I'll stop and I'll look at the console. Okay. So here, what I'm trying to see is, I want to see what really happens here. Okay. So here, what I'm going to do, okay. So I have this guy here. Let's actually do this. Okay. So rationale is, what I want to do is, I want to display this sphere when my app recognize this image target. Okay. So the idea is, okay, maybe I'll just do this again. I'll delete this. Okay. I have this image target. Okay. My idea is I want to do like a little sphere. Okay. Appears. Okay. When this guy gets recognized. Okay. So let's try to play now. But actually now I see my sphere right over here. So one thing now I realize, no, I don't want to see this sphere yet. Okay? I want to see my sphere only if my camera found or recognized that image target. Okay? So how can I do that? Ryan, how can I do that?
You make the sphere a child of the image target.
Yes. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make this sphere as a child of my image target. So basically now what happened was, if you look at this, the order in hierarchy window, image target is a parent, and sphere is a child. Now, what's happening here is, this image target it's not, I mean, let's go back actually. I'll just erase this sphere once again. Okay. This image target actually does not exist in my game world. It only exists as a reference. Okay. Does that make sense? It doesn't get displayed in my game world. It only exists as a reference. If that gets recognized by camera, it will do something. Okay, so now my image target is here, but it doesn't get displayed. Okay. So the rationale is, okay, you can create a sphere. Okay. Now sphere is inside of my game world. So that's why when you play this, you will see that sphere. It's inside of that game world. But now we are actually going to put this one inside of my reference, which is image target. Because my image target is reference, it doesn't get displayed. And sphere now is part of that hidden reference, so it doesn't get displayed. Okay. Oops. So I'll kind of repeat this process again. Quite simple. Once before you edit, you can choose image. Now I have image target. Okay. And then I'm going to add sphere. But put this inside of my image target. Okay. It's really big. So I'm going to make it kind of small. Okay. Okay. So now, this is what I have. And I'm going to play with my astronaut again. So here, now I have my sphere, okay, in front of my image target. So now this guy is attached to my image target. So here, my image target is not recognized. So if I actually cover my image more than certain percentage, it's not going to work. Okay. So now, let's actually see what's happening now. Okay, so here, I'm going to go to my console. Okay. If you study your console messages, you can actually see this one. Trackable astronaut found, trackable astronaut lost. Trackable astronaut found and lost. So basically what's going to happen is, okay, I'm going to play this. Okay. At the beginning, there's some initialization of a lot of things. Okay. Now, okay, see what's going to happen. If I use this guy right over here, okay, here down here it said trackable astronaut found. I'm going to move this out of frame, and now it said trackable astronaut lost. Okay, so this is how Vuforia communicate with its system. Okay, when it recognized this image target. Okay, so now. I have this one image target. I'm going to add one more. Oops. I don't want to do multi-image yet, but actually I'll do that. Okay. So supposedly, actually, let me try this one first. I'm going to copy this and paste it. Okay. So image target and image target copied. Okay. For the second guy, okay, I'm going to, instead of sphere, okay, I'm going to add cylinder. Okay. And put it inside of second image target. Okay. Obviously, this is too big. So maybe still big. So now, this is my second guy. Okay. So now, I want to, instead of using that astronaut image, I want to use something else. Okay. So luckily, for that astronaut database, it actually has different images. So I can click that second image target, and you see this image target behavior. There's type database. As default, if you imported their database, you will see this Buphoria Mars images database. And image target, you have astronaut, drone, Fisher, oxygen, and other things. Okay. So I'll use drone. Okay. So drone image, you should be able to find it under editor, I think. Editor, Buphoria, image target, Buphoria Mars. So drone image is this one. Okay. This is drone image. Okay. So now, I actually make it, okay, the second image, okay, related to this cylinder. Okay. Again, this is a drone image. So now I'm going to do this. So astronaut, you'll see this sphere. And I'm going to do drone. This is drone image. Actually, it's not bring that up. Okay, maybe too small, so I'm going to do Buphoria drone. So let's see. Yeah. Not working. It looks like same image. Okay. Well, actually, it's working. You know how I know that is because I'm seeing actually this trackable drone lost and found. So meaning maybe I didn't put my cylinder correctly. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to delete this. I'm going to put cylinder and put it inside of image target and make it smaller, or even smaller. Oh. Okay. So hopefully this time it will work.
There it is. No, it's offset. It was there, but yeah.
Oh, here, yeah. Okay. But you see it here. Yeah. Yeah. So basically I needed to look at the numeric value. Okay, position is this one. So I'm going to go to cylinder and put position of this one. Why is this off? Yeah. I'm not sure why, but yeah. It's way off. And I'm going to put it Y like this. Okay, so now it should be lined up. So I have this. Yeah, you see this now? I have cylinder. And then again, I can go to astronaut and bring spheres. So now, you know, you can actually duplicate this image target and create ARF for multiple image target. But now, I mean, we don't want to just use this Euphoria astronaut. We want to use our own image, right? So let's look at how we can do that. Okay. So to do that, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to Euphoria's website, especially Euphoria dev portal. This is developer.euphoria.com. Okay. And we're going to go to develop. Okay. And you can get license manager. Okay. And basically, what we need to do is, okay, we have to create our own database. Okay. So if you remember what we did in Unity, we actually did it. When you add Euphoria, it asks you, are you going to import existing database? Meaning, oh, there is this Euphoria database, including all these images. Okay. So if you want to use your own image, you have to build your own Euphoria database. Okay. So somehow we cannot do that by ourselves. Okay. The reason why is Euphoria is obviously for-profit company, so they have to make money. Okay. So you actually have to go through Euphoria's website to create that database. Okay. The idea is if you want to use their, so right now we're not using any customized content, but if you want to use customized content using Euphoria, you have to get a license from Euphoria.com. Okay, so basically you can use it for free. Okay, in development stage. Okay, but once you commercialize it, you have to pay. Okay, the license fee I have to look up again, but like you can do it like one-time fee. I think it's like $4.99. If you want to use like you can do the subscription model too if you are going to use a lot of them. But if you just want to create just one app, I think there's one-time fees available. Anyways, that being said, let's go back to Buforia's developer portal, and I want you to just register. Okay? Register and try to get your the login and password. Okay. Only thing you really require is a valid email address. So once you register and just log in. Company like George Mason or whatever you want. So everyone has that now? And log in. Once you have that, log in. Once you log in, okay, there are two things you'll see: license manager and target manager. Okay. So it probably suggests that you have to get a license from Vuforia and you can create target database. Okay. So let's do this first. Let's go to target manager. And it said, use the target manager to create and manage databases in target. And you can click add database. Okay. And choose device. Okay. Type, choose device. And create database. I'll name it as something. Okay. And once you create it, you will see that you can go into that database. And now this is what you will see. And you can do add target to upload your own image. Okay. So let's kind of play with this. Okay. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to have some like boy illustration. And I'm going to use this one. Okay. So I'll try to get like 2 images for now. So now I have this one and this one. Okay. So I'll simply upload it. Add target. Now we're going to use it as a single image. File, you can browse. Desktop, I have 2 images. Okay, where are they? Okay, I have this one. Okay, and width. Okay, this one actually is enter the width of your target in scene unit. I mean, you can tweak it later, but for now, let's use 4. Okay. So this one basically is related to like how big it appears in your Unity. Okay. This one actually is 1, but it's like really tiny. So let's go like 4. Okay. 4 would be kind of good size. And name. Okay. This will be the name of your target. Okay. So use something shorter. Okay. Automatically it rips from its original file name, but use something shorter. Okay. Or I can just name it as boy1 and add. And now it's processing. Okay. Once it's done, it will give you the rating out of 5 stars. I use this many times. Okay. In terms of rating, even if you have like 2 stars, it's still good. Okay. Then I'm still waiting for this processing gets done. So I'm going to add one more. Add target, single image, browse, and not this one, this one. I'm going to use same width 4, and this one oops, I canceled out. Width 4, I'm going to have like boy 2. Yes.
So you mentioned we should set the width to 4 if the image is small, so if the resolution of our...
Doesn't matter.
Oh, it doesn't matter, we just always set
It really doesn't matter because number one, this is a reference image. It will never get displayed in your game world anyways. And then resolution really doesn't matter, but you will actually check this rating. If this rating is good enough, even if you use like lower resolution, that's fine. But if you have only 1 star, maybe you can change that by using higher resolution image. So basically, they try to recognize some pattern. So here, they try to kind of recognize probably the lines that has highest contrast and that kind of thing. So, and then actually I don't know what mechanism they use, but I'm guessing they look at their numeric value of these pixels and try to find some like high contrast area and then recognize a pattern that way. Okay? But later on, I mean, like if you have some issue with this rating, like 1 star, maybe you can go back and then change the resolution. But to generate your database, resolution really doesn't matter. And I'm going to do one more fun stuff. Okay? Not sure where it's going to work or not, but I want to do one fun stuff. Okay? It will kind of work. Okay? But maybe not. We'll see. Because usually I actually took this picture, so it will work with the picture for sure. And then sometimes it works, depending on like how your target works. So let's see. And number 3, where'd that image go? Maybe. Okay. So I have boy 1 and 1, 2, and 3. Okay. So my first 2 images gave me 4 stars out of 5, so which are pretty good. Okay. I'm waiting for number 3. Okay. So this one, maybe if I really want to make it better, I'll probably just make it like this much. Okay. So this is kind of trick, something you can use. And I realize maybe I'm not going to get my eyebrows, but if I focus more on my like glasses, okay, I'm sure, actually I did this before, and you can actually make this one, so only this part as your image target, and then it will work, okay, for the most of times. And then another thing is, again, like I actually took this picture with my phone. So this one will work with this for sure, okay? But the issue is because of lighting and all these other things, it might not work in real time, but you can always kind of tweak it a little bit. So focus more on like a little thing, just like a little part of your glasses or head or something, and actually you can create some decent effect or illusion. Okay? Or like a long time ago, for demo purposes, I create this little sticker, and then put the sticker on the forehead, and then maybe I don't have that in this computer, but I created this like the 3D mask. Okay, so when it recognizes this little sticker on your forehead, it will create like 3D mask or something. Anyways, I'm going to wait a little more for this, and then once it's done, I'm going to download database, import that into Buforia, and test things out. Okay. Maybe just a couple of more minutes.
I think you gotta refresh for it to finish processing.
And so this one, as you can see, I actually didn't get any star. Okay. So probably I'm not going to get it. Okay, but that's fine. So in this case, I'm going to use that trick I mentioned instead of trying to get all the parts, because my eyebrow and beard probably hard to get recognized, but I'm going to get maybe just this much, okay, and it will work better. Okay, maybe actually I'll go. Okay, well. Oh, this is too small. Okay, anyways, then I'll just move on for now, but I'll come back to this later. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to download databases, okay, for Unity editor, okay, and download. So now I have this Unity package downloaded. So now I'll go back to my Unity. Okay. I'll go to my SS folder. I will simply drag this into my SS folder. And now here, as you can see, I'm going to import all of them. Okay. Now, I already have these two image targets. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to select first image target and look at this image target behavior script. The first one here, type predefined. Second one, database. Now before your Mars image is set, but if you click on it, now I see this 0000000, which is the name of my own database. So I'll switch this to this database. And then you can choose boy 1. So now actually it's 4. Okay, this is for what I meant. Okay. And this is boy 1. Okay. And now this is my image target. Second one, I'm going to move it. Okay. And then for the second one, I'm going to do the same thing. Oh, no. Okay. Image target behavior, database 0000000, and for boy 2. Okay. And now, let me try to play this. And I have boy 1 and 2. So I'm going to bring that image. So this is first boy image. Yeah. So now, why it's not working? So here, I'll try to go to console. Okay. So now it actually gave me one error. It said, unable to load the 00000 databases, make sure that a license key is provided in the Vuforia configuration. Oh yeah. Now I realize they don't want you to use it for free. Well, actually they do, but now I'm using customized content, meaning I have to get a license key, okay, to use it. So that's why it didn't work. Now, that's why I mentioned this here. There's target manager and there's license manager. So now I'll go to license manager, okay? And then you can just get development key. Click get development key. And here, okay, name, it could be anything. I'll just put like all zeros. And for develop, price no charge. Okay. Record usage 1,000 times per month. Cloud target and stuff. Okay. I'm going to select this and confirm. Now it just got created. I'll select. I will copy this license key. Okay. And then Unity, okay, you can go to Window and Vuforia configuration. And here, under inspector window, you will see app license key and paste your license key. Okay. This one under window, Vuforia configuration and app license key. So you copied it from your license manager and paste it. Now it will work. The play. I do have boy illustration. So now the first one. Okay. I'm going to do the second one, which is this one. So now second one works. So if you want to use customized content, you have to get a license key from Vuforia to use it. Any questions so far? Yes.
So will that key work for every new database you make, or do you have to generate like new keys for each one?
Okay, they kind of want you to generate new one, but you can use actually one key for everything. Yeah. So the reason why they're using it this way is because they basically want to track down like how many project you're doing. So you see like I did this demo so many times. So I did it even like back in 2017. So I got one. But technically, I can just use this one for every other project. But it's free anyways, so maybe you can get a new one. It really doesn't matter. Any other question? Okay then, let's take like 10-minute break. When we come back, we're going to look at this code again and we'll do some code review and talk about your individual assignment and other things. Now it's 11:33, so come back by 11:43.